Happy Thursday, stampers and paper crafters. This is Facebook Live number 325. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. So welcome. It's Thursday evening, May 16th, 2024. I have a really pretty card tonight, pretty simple. And I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. And if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away and I will let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully you are having a good week so far. Today, like I said, is Thursday, so I don't know what our weather is supposed to be like for the rest of the weekend, but hopefully... I got too much stuff on my table. So let's see if I can take care of that here. Ooh, it's a little stiff. Sorry about that. I'm going to just tighten it up a little bit. So, there we go. Okay, let's get this settled in. Squish a little bit, I guess. There we go. I'm going to move this over a little bit and see if I can not get so much. Maybe we'll move back a little bit. I got a lot of stuff on my table because I've been designing for an event coming up. All right, come on. Okay, unsquish. There we go. Okay, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page. It's Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. Sherry, welcome. Hi. PenguinZ33 at outlook.com is my email address, so that if you wish to get the new catalog that just unveiled May 1st. I don't know why. I was going to say November, but it's been a long week. But anyways, email me. And then the host code is E2C7X9V, and that is an E. So if you place an order in my online store, you can use that host code when you have an order that is under $150. That way you will receive the hostess benefits, which is free product. Yes, I did send some stuff for you. So, yeah. So thank you for watching my Facebook Lives. Yeah, you have actually a couple in there. So the, let's see, let's first of all talk about the event that's coming up. My friends and I are putting on an event in St. Paul, Minnesota, June 29th. That is not that far away. Cards that you will be making will be this one that I designed using the Simply Zinnia set. It is an easel card, and you will receive a baggie. Okay, good. It came back. So this card will be in a baggie, and it will be labeled, and so you go to the table and you pull out the baggie. So if that was, let's see, I'm 4, 5, let's see, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if that is number 7, then you go to table number 7 and you pull all the products up and then you put that together using all the products that we have available for you. All right, so that is June 29th. So go to www.stampinevent.com and register. And then another thing that we have going on right now is Stampin' Up! Has a special going on. So if you decided to join Stampin' Up! And become a demonstrator, you will receive an $82 value of product using the the in colors. So this is a sample of the designer series paper that you will get, and that is a full pack, and it's 6x6, so that is part of it. Then you will receive a pack of mixed cardstock. That is Summer Splash, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, and Shy Shamrock. So that is the cardstock, along with all of the ink pads that are in the in colors and the markers. So if you have a long wish list, you can get you pay $99, but you get to choose $125 worth of product and only pay $99 for it. And then Stampin' Up! Adds on this $82 value. That's through the end of May. Now, if you join, you will get to enjoy the discount, and that is 20% off, along with, say, like, I believe it's May 21st, there's free shipping. So that is, I believe, next Tuesday. It was just released. I did not get to the computer to print it off, so don't hold me to that, but it's coming up this, I think, Tuesday, and you get free shipping with an order of $75 or more. So that's an awesome deal. Okay, so the card that I'm going to be making is, like I said, it's going to be something that is pretty simple. We're going to be featuring the online exclusive Zinnia. Simply Zinnia. Now, we're actually not going to be using the dies, but I'm going to show you what those dies look like. Now, this is the Simply Zinnia stamp set, and when you purchase the stamp set and the dies together, that's considered a bundle. And when you get a bundle, you save 10%. So now these products are not in any publication. They are in the online store. Now we'll also be using the adhesive-backed shiny sequins, and that is in the Simply Zinnia suite. And also included in that suite is the glimmer paper, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to try to get it out of the foil, or out of the wrapper, so then you don't have that really bad glare. So that comes with white, and that is Berry Burst, and then this is supposed to be Old Olive. But I'm sure you could use that with other types of greens. Okay, so that's in the online store in this suite. And the last but not least, this designer series paper. Now, this stuff is absolutely stunning. And we're actually going to use a lot of, we're just going to be using scraps, actually. There's quite a few cardstocks that coordinate with this paper. And again, this is in the online store. So it's a 12 by 12. You get 2 sheets of each. So this is 1 sheet. So one's one side and the other one's the back. And so it depends on whatever you use, that's going to be your front side. So the colors are just wonderful. And then, so how I decided what I was going to use is, number one, hi Leslie, welcome. So when I get my 12 by 12 paper, I always write it in a Sharpie, because the cardstock, or the cardboard that's in the back here, this always has the colors on the back. And once I put my scrap pieces on the back side, you're not going to see that. So that is the reason why I put that in Sharpie. And then also I have a baggie here. So anything that's small, so I pull in, pull out, I'm not going to wreck it. So I went through this baggie and decided what colors we're going to be using for the card tonight. So that's how I went about that. And keeps my scraps open so that it helps me use them rather than cutting into a full sheet when I don't need to. Okay, so that is that. And then, so that's the Simply Zinnia. But like I said, we're not going to be using the dies out of that bundle. But we will be using the Something Fancy dies. And we're going to be using this piece down here. And thank you very much. I have OCD. So, some days it might not look like it, but I do. So, the piece that we're going to be using is here. It's a Something Fancy die. This coordinated with a stamp set. And it's on page 79 in the annual catalog. And that is this. All right. So I think I have everything. Oh, yeah. I forgot. We're going to be also using the paper. Or, sorry, what's this called? Folder. Embossing folder. So, on this folder, okay, I'm trying to use the dark color so you could see through this. The front side with the line, that's with the Stampin' Up! Logo, that's the front side, okay? And there's a line here so that you can square up or make it straight. Now, I heard somebody say that you just plop it in there and you get your colors or your flowers. And I'm like, there's stems in here. So if you actually look at this, there is a right direction and a wrong direction, in my opinion, because, you know, flowers do grow straight up rather than sideways. So I would always put it in sideways, or depends on how your paper is looking. But look at your die, and you'll be able to see which way you need to put your paper in. All right, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. And then, okay, so we're good on that. Let's see. Now, this is Facebook Live number 325. I have yet to post this. This happens to be Facebook Live number 324. So you can go back and see how we got to put that together. So, like I said, I haven't had it. It's not on my Instagram page yet, but go back and check that out. And you can. We're also going to be using that for the. This is not the card that you'll be making, but we'll be using that bundle for the event coming up. Okay, so let's come up and get our designs or our measurements here. Okay. So someday I will do like a little video tour of my stuff once I get my new stuff organized. This is a piece of scrap, and I really, really like our glimmer paper because it doesn't leave a mess, especially when you cut it. Okay, so you're going to need, that's going to be for the inside. This is a piece of basic white. It's just a scrap. It's a nice piece of scrap. Then, these are all 4 inches long, but I made them specifically at a specific width. So I did chop them down to be smaller. So these are the Designer Series paper. This is 1 1/4 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1/2 inch, and they're all by 4. So I'm going to stagger those so you could see that better. This is a piece of the Designer Series, the glimmer paper that belongs it's in the online store only. We do have some glimmer paper in the annual catalog. So this is 4 1/4 by 3. This is our inside panel. It is 5 by 3 3/4. This is a piece of Melon Mambo and is 5 1/4 by 4. Where am I going to stick all this? Thank you. You are quite welcome. All right. You are quite welcome. I I'm glad that you're here, so I'm not talking to myself. I talk to myself no matter what. So even if I'm on camera or not on camera. So, okay, so this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this sit here so you can get the dimensions. Now, the card that we're doing is something that can be done with any type of designer series paper. If you don't have glimmer paper, you can use a different color. It's really up to you, but I'm just trying to show you how to use product that you already have. And if you really like this, get it. Because on, let's see, I think it, like I said, I think it is Tuesday that it is free shipping. Okay, so let's take these off. And we are going to emboss with the embossing folder. It'll be tone on tone, so it'll be this piece right here, and then we're gonna stamp on here, and then we're gonna stamp on this piece, and we're going to attach these. So like I said, it's actually not a very hard card. It's pretty simple. But like I said, it's a layout and a technique that you can certainly use with anything that you already own, and keep this as a sample. And then that way you can say, yeah, this is the joy that this is the card that Joy did, and I could keep that as an idea as to what I can do in the future if I need to do something quick. Or if you have a lot of scrap designer series paper, this is a perfect way to get rid of it. Okay, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because you need to send it off to somebody and make somebody else's day. All right, so I'm going to move my catalog just in case I get a little wicked with my stamps. I do not plan on that, but that's okay. Okay, my memento pad is very juicy, so I'm leaving it straight up. And let's see, we're going to take the Melon Mambo, and we're going to work on the inside of our card for just a second. I don't know why I'm inking up that really well. 1, 2. This is going to be 3rd generation, and that's going to be right there because it's very light, and that way we can read the greeting that's going to be on the inside. This is going to be a thank you card, so whoever wins this card, hopefully you can find a reason to thank somebody for. This is going to say, words fail to express my gratitude. I really, really, really like that saying. I think this actually might be something that I don't want to say I won't get rid of, because I tend to get rid of stuff that retires. Yes, May. Okay, good. I want to. Yep, May 21st is free delivery. All right, so that's that piece. And then we're going to stamp, let's see, the outside greeting. It's going to be on here. And it's going to say, thank you so much. Little fuzzies. That's why you always wear black pants, because when you deal with dark colors, you can always wipe your fingers. And then you don't have to worry about it. Now, this stamp, if you've noticed, some of it's hanging off the block. We're only going to be inking up just a little bit of this. So, not really anything. And
There we go. Okay. Now, don't worry about that because we're actually going to be chopping it off with the die cut. Okay, so I'm actually going to just take a second and grab my, we're going to move this out of here for a second and get the Simply Chamois out and wash all of my pieces. I don't like to leave my ink on my stamps, whether they're photopolymer or red rubber, because I don't like it when it gets in the grooves, and then I'll have to actually get my rubber scrubber out, which is the bristly kind of rubber. It's in the annual catalog. My Simply Chamois is cut in 4s. Just because of my kitty cats. I had one cat who has been gone for a while and used to eat anything foam or rubber. So, okay, so I'm going to grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I shall be right back. All right, we're going to actually need both. I'm going to unsquish just, or maybe I'm going to move this a little bit further to me. Okay, and then I'm also going to get the, so we're going to need the number 4 platform, and then we're going to need 2, these are both called cutting plates. One looks really bad, the other one is the top plate. And then we'll need the number 2 plate. Mine's warped. It's bendy, so I just kind of lay it flat, and then we need the 1 plate, or the number 1. So first of all, let's do, as soon as how everything is off, we might as well do the one that we're going to emboss with the Simply Zinnia. And like I said, this is the logo, so that is the top. And then I am going to line that up with that black line there with my cardstock. And the bridge, or sorry, the hinge always needs to face inside. And then you place the part number 4 on top and just slide that right through. And that is done. And so you can have the embossed side, or you can have the debossed side. Now I tend to have the embossed side facing up. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the Zinnia folder, and we'll get rid of the number 4. And now we'll put number 2 back on, and the cutting plate back on. And so we're going to put that right there, and then we'll use the dies. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I can have more of that flower. I like having more of that flower down there than having more of that flower up there, because then I get to color more. Okay, let's do that. But I also kind of like, yeah, let's just do that. We'll put a little bit at the top, a little bit at the bottom, but I just want to make it straight also. And then put this on top, and then drive that through as well. So I tend to flip-flop my plates so that they don't get too warped. Generally, I'll pay attention to this one. This one's pretty flat, but I'll flip-flop it like this so it's not constantly being used in the same spot. Same thing with this. Now this one, it's about time. I should probably, I mean, it's pretty bowed. You could probably see it. There we go. It's so you can go up and down, and it'll flatten eventually. You can also put it in there and let it sit like that at night too. You know, when it's not in use. Okay, so now we will take this off. Now I use my Post-it notes until they're done being sticky. And now we're going to color that with Stampin' Blends. I'm going to put that back on my mat. And then also we are going to glue that to the bottom. And I could have sworn I had another piece that went. Did I put that? I might have tossed it by accident. I had a lot of scrap. Oh well. We'll just use the pretty piece. And we'll grab the silicone mat. And so I am just going to use my my Stampin' Seal. And just lay that down like that. On top. And then we'll just snip those off. And then now, whoever wins this card will have a nice place to write. And that will go on the inside of the card. Try to get a nice border all the way around it. Okay. And then, speaking of border, now, I am going to put adhesive all the way around this. Generally, I don't. I just do the corners. But because we embossed it, you play with the fibers and it gets kind of wonky. So no wonky flowers. So we're going to try to put that on straight and so that it doesn't bow out. And give that a nice press. Okay. See, I mean, this is pretty easy. Okay, so then now we're actually going to put this, I'm just going to lay this and give it kind of an eyeball. Now, I know that I'm going to place a lot of my card down here, or my greeting down here. I'm going to take the flower that has the design and put that up so there's not that much there to cover up. And then we're going to put that down. Okay, so now I'm actually going to do this sideways because I can see, I can line up the pieces better. And then try to keep it so that it is pretty equidistant. And then that way I know pretty much about where I'm going to put my stuff. So I'm going to grab my glue, my green glue, and because this is glitter, the glimmer paper, so I just wanted to make sure that it stays really nice and that it doesn't come undone. Oh, you're probably not seeing me very well. I moved that, didn't I? So try to move this back into the camera. So just trying to make it straight. There we go. And then I'm going to do this one. You don't want to put too much glue on here because otherwise it will gush out. And glimmer paper with glue on it doesn't sparkle as well. So you want to kind of behave. And don't get too heavy-handed with the glue. All right, push that. And you have a little wiggle room. There we go. And actually I got a little, I want to get a little, there we go. A little bit more space. It's going to be the same distance from here as this one is. So now we look better. All right. And just put that smack dab in the center. Okay, now I'm just going to turn it around and give it a nice press. So that way, if any of the glue comes out, it's going to go on the silicone mat. Okay, that turned out nice. All right, so let's put the glue back on. And then we are going to get out the Stampin' Blends. And so we have dark old olive and light old olive. And then we have the Melon Mambo, so the dark and the light. They come in a pack of 2, and a light and a dark. Now, a lot of the times, you get 4 different colors. So, I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to sit down too, just to do this differently. Okay, so I always do my nib tips at the top, and the light first, and then the dark. So I'm just going to swatch these. So then that way I can see what color I like the best. And because sometimes your brush tip is darker than your nib tip, and sometimes your nib tip is darker than your brush tip. So I want to be able to do my highlights and my lowlights. So this gives me an idea of which ones I'm going to use. And then sometimes your colors are actually pretty close together, but you tend to get 4 different colors of the same shade when you get a pack. So, okay, so now I know that my dark brush is the darkest one, and the color of the dark old olive is pretty close to each other. Okay, so we're gonna go and color the flower first. So we're gonna do the darker areas that the artist put in here. And then, so like all the lines, we're gonna just kind of hit those lines. And that kind of gives you the idea of where to stick your darker pieces. So it makes you look like you are an artist. My sister's an artist. Me, I make cards. She sells her stuff. I make somebody happy if I send the cards out. We were just talking with the demonstrators that are in the group that I belong with, and I was saying I am the worst person to send out like birthday cards, and I send, congratulations, you won a Facebook Live card. That's what I do. So I am I like to make them. I just don't remember to send them out very well. And I don't know why. It just happens to be that way. And we don't want to forget the ones that are over here. All right, so then now we will do the dark, and we're just going to use the nib tip because there's really not that much green here. All right, so that's it for coloring. So we're all done. And so for me, swatching is the best. And sometimes you may not like the colors and you may go pick something closer or darker, depends on what you're looking for. And I do it with each time I do it. Okay, so we're now going to add this. Now, this is the first time, I have to admit it, that I am out of dimensionals. So what I have done is I have some adhesive foam. They come like this. They're not on page 167, but they're adhesive foam sheets, and they're an annual catalog in the sticky business part. And so I have to... I don't have any dimensionals. I'm sorry. I ran out. I have little ones, but I am not using a bunch of little ones. I tell you that now. Right, so I'm going to take these off. I guess I could cut them smaller, but I just don't want to. And these have a nice... like they're very, wait, wrong piece. Like they're very sturdy. I know that Patty Bennett uses these instead of dimensionals. She's a pretty high up there, been around a long time demonstrator. She is somebody who I look up to. When I first started demonstrating. I've never met her, like at convention or anything like that, but I've watched her videos and she gives good tips, and her and Tammy White and Linda Cullen, you know, I watched there, and another lady in Wisconsin, Kelly Atchison. I would watch these ladies, and when I first started wanting, like, should I do Facebook Lives? I've never done them before. I don't have a very big following. You know, I'm lucky if I have like 5 people who watch me. And I'm like, you know what, just do it. And then I would watch other people, and I'm like, I would kind of take notes. I'm like, I don't like the person that, you know, I like to see the person that I deal with, and I don't like just seeing the hands, and I like, you know, what I liked from other people and how they did it. Okay, so this is Baker's Twine. It comes from the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, and it is not on page 113. That's from the old catalog, but this is in the annual catalog, and I'm going to use about 18 to 20 inches. I'm going to do a double bow, and so I'm just going to snip that off. I'm getting very low on my white. And so I'm going to have to start using my other colors. I mean, I do use them. So another tip that I have is in the cardboard with all my baker's twine and my linen thread is that I put little knits in there. I'll take my scissors and just snip it so that my end pieces have a place to go. So when they sit in the bag, they don't untwine, because that would drive me crazy, trying to figure out where the end is. So I do that all the time. Now, if your twine gets really wrinkly, just take your finger, nail, and just pull until it's as straight as you want it to be. Sometimes you could take your bone folder too if you don't have a fingernail, which is generally most of the time for me. Okay, so I'm going to take a bow, wrap it around, and then go through the hole and grab both of them. And sometimes I have to do this a little bit. Oh, actually, I'm not too bad. Okay, make this one a little bit bigger. You can always fold it in half to kind of see if your bows, your parts up at the top your loops are pretty close to being the same. And then you just grab these all at the same time. I mean, look at that. I'm pretty close to being the same. So I'm just going to snip those off into my trash can. I missed one. All right. So now, okay, so I'm going to get rid of my mat. So I know where my adhesive foam sheet pieces are. One's kind of right up in there, okay? One's right here. So when I put it, I'm going to put it down here because it's more squishy. So when it goes to the mail, it's not going to be on top of each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully. Okay. So then now, ooh, I almost cut that with my ribbon scissors. These are my adhesive scissors. Anything that's sticky, I will cut them. But I'm actually going to put two pieces on top of each other. So we're going to double them up. And I'm going to put that right here, because this right here is flat. This is already elevated. So I'm going to put one here and then two here. So then it equals. But when it goes to the mail, we're not going to have four on top of each other. Or two, actually. But this one will be on purpose for two. All right, did I take that one off? I did not. So two sticky parts together. There we go. Now that'll work out just fine. And then this one will be over here. Okay. I could see if the, I have one nail, but it's getting to the point where it's actually going to get, what's the word? My nails don't stay. They fray. Okay, so we are going to put that right like, oops. I want this to be off the side here. So it's not catching the glitter. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then we are going to take a mini glue dot. Now I put a piece of ribbon here, and I don't, when I tighten it up, I put like my scissors in there like this, and then put a knot on. And the reason why I do that is so that this is able to move. And what you do is you just keep it at the end, and you just fold it over until the next one pops up, and then that way you don't end up losing. I mean, you pay for that. You might as well, you know, use it. Okay, and then we're going to take that bow, and we are going to put that right in between the flowers. Okay, then now we are going to grab the Wink of Stella, and we're just going to do the flowers. I mean, there is a lot of glitter on here, but I didn't say I don't go over the top either. There we go. You know, I have a hard time doing simple. So this is simple for me. Okay, and then, let's see. We are going to use the... Where did I put them? I'll probably put them with the rest of my... The adhesive-backed shiny sequins. These are the ones that come with, they're in the online exclusives, and they are part of this suite. Now, these are back in, and so what the suite means is that you use one number and you get one of everything. So you don't have to type in every single number. Now, if for some strange reason, actually, what happened was these sequins got, they were on back order for quite a long time. And the reason why is because the demonstrators get a month to pre-order things. And so that's why things kind of run out, is because we like things. And you also get demonstrators that have been around a long time that buy everything in the pre-order. So I'm not greedy. I like to share. I don't buy everything. Okay, there's one. And I'm going to put one right there. Okay. So, but anyways, as I was saying, you couldn't put the suite number in because these were on back order. So because it says unavailable when you place an order, and it doesn't matter if it's the online exclusive or something that's in the catalog, you can still order the stamp set and the designer series paper and the bundle. When you buy the suite, you get the bundle savings. So as long as you buy them together. Now, if one of those happens to be out, it's either your choice to wait until it comes back in or not. But we are done with the card. What do you think? So that is our card for today. So if you liked today's video, you can do a thumbs up, or you could do a heart, and that will get your name entered into the drawing. And if you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi. That will get your name entered into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, maybe you have some friends that haven't touched their stuff yet. Maybe your friends on your timeline, maybe they need a hobby, and I could help them out with that. So your name would get entered 2 times for helping me out by sharing. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. No, this is Thursday. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. It's been a long week. Did I say that before? I don't think so. not enough. But anyways, I hope you have, oh, Darlene, hi. Thank you very much. It's a very simple card. Lots of fun. And there's the inside. Darlene is our great grandma of the stamping line. So she's like my upline sister. So Darlene, thank you for hanging out with us too. You can come back and watch the replay if you want, but you could figure it out. Thank you very much for having me on a Thursday evening. I will probably be back on Sunday. I hope you have a great weekend.